Ladies and gentlemen, acting like you don't care is not about indifference, but about safeguarding your mental and emotional peace. Life often throws people in situations your way that will test your patience and drain your energy. By choosing not to engage with negativity, you create a buffer that protects your inner calm. When you stop overreacting or overthinking about what others think, you begin to prioritize your own well-being. This doesn't mean neglecting responsibility. It means preserving your sanity in a world that thrives on chaos. Protecting your peace is not just a luxury, it's a necessity in today's world. Think about how much time and energy you waste worrying about things that are beyond your control. People's opinions, the actions of others, and even the unpredictable nature of life itself can easily disrupt your inner balance if you let them. Acting like you don't care doesn't mean you're cold or heartless. It means you're wise enough to recognize what deserves your attention and what doesn't. Consider the times when someone's criticism or negativity consumed your thoughts. Did it change the situation? Did it add value to your life? The answer is almost always no. When you adopt the mindset of acting like you don't care, you're not ignoring the world, you're setting boundaries. Boundaries that say, my peace is non-negotiable. This practice allows you to stop carrying unnecessary emotional baggage. It helps you prioritize yourself without guilt. Protecting your peace is about responding to life with intention rather than reacting out of impulse. When you can master this, you'll notice a profound shift. You'll find that you have more mental clarity, better focus, and an enhanced ability to pursue what truly matters. So the next time something threatens to disrupt your peace, pause. Ask yourself, does this deserve space in my mind and heart? If the answer is no, let it go. Remember, peace is not something you stumble upon, it's something you fiercely protect, day in and day out. Mastering emotional detachment doesn't mean shutting off your emotions or becoming a person devoid of feelings. It's about learning how to separate your happiness and sense of self-worth from external events, people, or circumstances. It's about understanding that while you cannot control what happens around you, you can absolutely control how you respond to it. When you practice emotional detachment, you allow yourself the freedom to engage with life without being held hostage by its highs and lows. Imagine this: someone makes a negative comment about you. Without emotional detachment, you might internalize that comment, letting it fester in your mind, affecting your mood and productivity for hours, if not days. But with emotional detachment, you acknowledge their opinion without absorbing it. You realize their words are a reflection of them, not you. This principle extends beyond interpersonal interactions. When things don't go your way, whether it's a missed opportunity, a failed plan, or unexpected adversity, emotional detachment helps you stay grounded. Instead of spiraling into despair or frustration, you're able to step back, assess the situation rationally, and focus on solutions or lessons learned. Emotional detachment doesn't mean apathy, it means resilience. It means valuing your inner stability over external validation. By mastering this, you unlock the ability to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and confidence. You'll find yourself less reactive, more composed, and far more in control of your emotional well-being. It's not about not caring, it's about caring wisely. Time is the most precious resource you have, yet it's often the easiest to squander. When you truly understand the value of your time, you start to realize that caring about every little thing is a luxury you simply cannot afford. Acting like you don't care isn't about being dismissive, it's about being selective with where you invest your time and energy. Think about this. Every time you stress over someone's opinion or dwell on a trivial setback, you're spending moments of your life that you'll never get back. Imagine your time as a bank account. Every second is $1. Would you willingly hand over your hard-earned money to things that don't serve you or add value to your life? Of course not. So why do it with your time? When you focus on what truly matters, you start to live with intention. You prioritize your goals, passions, and relationships that genuinely enrich your life. By refusing to waste time on petty dramas, unnecessary conflicts, or the expectations of others, you reclaim control over your life. Understanding the value of your time also helps you establish boundaries. It empowers you to say no without guilt, and to walk away from situations that don't align with your purpose. It teaches you to approach every day with the mindset that your time is finite and must be used wisely. Ultimately, valuing your time is about living life on your own terms. When you stop caring about things that don't matter, you make space for the things that do. And in that space, you'll find fulfillment, purpose, and peace. In a world filled with distractions, focusing on what truly matters is a rare skill, and one that can transform your life. Acting like you don't care about trivial things doesn't mean you lack passion or ambition. It means you've identified what is genuinely important to you, and you refuse to let the noise of the world divert your attention from it. Ask yourself, what truly matters to you? Is it your family, your health, your dreams, or your peace of mind? Once you know the answer, everything else becomes secondary. This clarity helps you filter out distractions and unnecessary worries. When you act like you don't care about superficial things, like gossip, comparisons, or fleeting trends, you free up mental and emotional energy to focus on your priorities. Focusing on what matters also involves aligning your actions with your values. It means saying yes to what supports your goals, and no to what doesn't. It's about being present in the moments that count, and not allowing minor inconveniences, or the opinions of others, to overshadow your joy. Think about how often people get caught up in the trivial, arguing over insignificant matters, chasing validation, or obsessing over things they can't control. All of that drains energy and wastes time. By acting like you don't care about these distractions, you direct your energy toward growth, purpose, and fulfillment. When you focus on what truly matters, you build a life that reflects your deepest desires and values. You create a path that leads to genuine success and happiness. And most importantly, you find peace in knowing that your time and energy are being spent on what's most meaningful to you. One of the most liberating truths you can embrace is that people's opinions about you are not your reality. Too often, we let others' judgments, criticisms, or expectations define how we see ourselves. This mindset can be paralyzing, keeping us from pursuing our dreams, taking risks, or even being authentic. Acting like you don't care about what others think doesn't mean you reject all feedback. It means you recognize that their opinions are just that, opinions, not facts. Everyone views the world through their own lens, shaped by their experiences, biases, and insecurities. When someone criticizes you or doubts your abilities, it often says more about them than it does about you. By internalizing their opinions, you give away your power, letting their perspective dictate your actions and self-worth. But when you act like you don't care, you reclaim that power. You stop seeking approval from others, and start living according to your values and goals. Think about the most successful or inspiring people you admire. Did they get where they are by worrying about everyone's opinions? Of course not. They faced criticism, doubt, and even ridicule, but they didn't let it stop them. They understood that living authentically means accepting that not everyone will agree with or support you, and that's okay. When you stop caring about what others think, you open the door to true freedom. You start making decisions based on what feels right to you, not what you think will please others. You become more resilient, more confident, and more focused on your path. Remember, your life is your own, and no one else has the right to dictate how you live it. Life is a constant ebb and flow of events, many of which are beyond our control. One of the most empowering lessons you can learn is to focus your energy on what you can control, and let go of what you can't. Acting like you don't care isn't about ignoring responsibilities or avoiding challenges. It's about recognizing where your influence ends, and refusing to stress over what lies beyond it. Think about the amount of time and emotional energy people waste worrying about things they can't change: the weather, traffic, the economy, or even someone else's behavior. While these things may affect your life, obsessing over them does nothing but create unnecessary stress. By acting like you don't care about these uncontrollable factors, you allow yourself to redirect your focus to areas where you can make a real difference. For example, you can't control whether someone likes you, but you can control how you treat them and how you react to their behavior. You can't control the outcome of every situation, but you can control the effort you put in and the attitude you bring to the table. This mindset isn't about indifference, it's about empowerment. It's about taking ownership of your actions, choices, and mindset, while releasing the weight of what's beyond your reach. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that things will unfold as they're meant to. It's about finding peace in the uncertainty of life, and focusing on what truly matters: your growth, your goals, and your happiness. When you embrace this principle, you'll find that life feels less overwhelming and more manageable because you're no longer trying to control the uncontrollable. Instead, you're focusing on living with intention, clarity, and grace. Confidence is the cornerstone of living a fulfilling and authentic life. When you prioritize confidence over seeking approval, you step into your true power. Acting like you don't care about gaining the approval of others doesn't mean you're arrogant or dismissive. It means you value your own self-belief more than the fleeting validation that comes from external sources. Think about how often people compromise their dreams, ideas, or even their identities just to fit in or be liked. This constant pursuit of approval can leave you feeling hollow because it's impossible to please everyone. What one person admires, another may criticize, but confidence comes from within. It's about knowing your worth, standing firm in your values, and trusting your abilities regardless of who's watching or what they say. Building confidence requires consistent practice. It means showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. It means silencing the inner critic that tells you you're not good enough, and replacing it with affirmations of your strength and potential. Confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about embracing your imperfections and owning them. When you stop chasing approval, you start living for yourself. You make choices that align with your goals and passions, not what you think will impress others. You take risks, speak your truth, and walk into every situation with your head held high. And here's the magic: the more confident you become, the less you need approval, and paradoxically, the more respect and admiration you'll naturally earn. So act like you don't care about being liked or validated by everyone. Instead, care deeply about becoming the best version of yourself. Confidence is your superpower, and when you embrace it fully, you'll find that life becomes less about fitting in and more about standing out. Every single day, remind yourself of this: life is too short to be weighed down by unnecessary worries, opinions, and distractions. Acting like you don't care isn't about becoming indifferent, it's about learning to focus on what truly matters. It's about protecting your peace, mastering emotional detachment, valuing your time, and building unshakable confidence. The world will always have its noise, its critics, and its chaos. But you have the power to decide what gets your attention and what doesn't. You have the ability to create a life centered around purpose, growth, and happiness, rather than being swayed by every opinion or obstacle. So walk forward with clarity. Let go of what you cannot control, silence the voices that don't support your journey, and amplify the ones that do. Every time you feel tempted to care about something trivial, ask yourself, does this bring me closer to the person I want to become? Life rewards those who have the courage to live authentically, to prioritize their values, and to act with purpose. Let go of the fear of judgment and the need for validation. Replace it with a confidence so strong that no external force can shake it. Listen to this every day, internalize it, live it, because when you act like you don't care about the unnecessary, you create room for the extraordinary. And that, my friend, is the key to living a life that's truly your own. Think of all the times you've worried about what someone said or thought about you. Did those moments help you grow? Did they contribute to your goals, or did they simply weigh you down? When you act like you don't care about things that don't serve you, you reclaim your energy and focus. You begin to see life not as a competition or a race to impress others, but as a personal journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. Start by understanding this: the opinions of others are fleeting. What they think about you today might change tomorrow. People project their insecurities, their fears, and their beliefs onto you, but none of that defines who you are. What defines you is how you view yourself, and how you respond to the world around you. So why waste your time and energy caring about judgments that will fade with time? Instead, invest that energy in building your dreams, nurturing your passions, and pursuing the things that make you come alive. When you stop seeking approval and validation from others, something incredible happens. You start to discover your true worth. You begin to live life with an unshakable sense of purpose. You learn to trust yourself, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect or having all the answers. It comes from knowing that you have the strength to face whatever comes your way. Remember that your time is precious. Each second is a gift, and every moment you spend worrying about things you cannot control is a moment lost forever. Focus on what truly matters: your goals, your health, your relationships, and your peace of mind. Let go of distractions, of petty dramas, and of the noise that tries to pull you away from your path. When you act like you don't care about these things, you're not being careless, you're being wise. You're choosing to live intentionally, with clarity and direction. Life will challenge you. There will be moments when people doubt you, criticize you, or try to bring you down. But in those moments, stand tall. Remember that their words are not your reality. Their opinions do not shape your destiny. You are the author of your story, and only you can decide how it unfolds. Every time you feel overwhelmed by the chaos around you, pause, take a deep breath, remind yourself that you have the power to decide what deserves your attention and what doesn't. Choose to focus on your growth, your happiness, and your purpose. Let go of what you can't control, and watch as your life transforms into something extraordinary. Confidence is your shield, your strength, and your guide. Walk into every situation with the assurance that you are enough. Trust in your abilities, your resilience, and your capacity to overcome any challenge. When you live with confidence, you don't need approval, you become the approval. People will admire you not because you seek their validation, but because you radiate authenticity and self-assurance. Listen to this every day. Let it sink into your mind and heart. Let it remind you of your worth, your power, and your potential. The world is full of distractions, but you have the ability to rise above them. Act like you don't care about the unnecessary, and you'll find that life opens up in ways you never imagined. This is your life. Make it bold, make it meaningful, and make it yours. Leave behind the fear of judgment, embrace the freedom of self-belief, and walk forward with purpose. The world will adjust to your greatness.